god, dude. Bro, this show has me tearing up twice in one episode. How's it going, Fish fam? Welcome back to a brand new video. If this is your first time checking out the channel, what's up? My name is Gabe. You can also find me at SpartnFish pretty much everywhere on the internet. Hold up. My hair is slightly askew. Okay. I think we're good. Alright. Back for more Frieren. The last two episodes, I basically edited the wrong episodes, so you got them both on the same day. I'm going to be trying to binge it as much as possible over the next couple weeks, just so I can... The editing process, it takes a long time, and it's not super enjoyable when I'm just doing like regular reaction type editing, where it's basically just cutting and chopping and snipping and tucking. That sounds like a weird way of describing it, but regular reaction editing isn't as enjoyable as like editing other things where I get to be a little bit more creative with it. When I have to devote a lot of time to editing and a lot of time to filming, it makes it hard when I have to like split my focus like that. So I try and just focus on one or the other at any given time, but you know, when you're a little small boy, you can't really do that all that much, you know? You gotta kind of do everything. Last episode of Frieren, we got another corrupt priest in the crew. So we swapped out Hyder, and now we have, I think it was Sign, right? I think that's how you pronounce it. It's gonna be interesting kind of seeing his dynamic with Fern, I think, because he is so similar to how Hyder was, or like at least my impression of how Hyder was. Maybe they're, you know, different to a certain degree, but at least from my impression, it seems like him and Hyder are kind of cut from the same cloth. They're both priests, they're both alcoholics, absolute degenerates, but also men of the cloth. So I'm interested to see how he's going to interact with Fern moving forward. For those of you who aren't already aware, just so you know, it's kind of top of mind for me because today, when I'm recording this, is a Tuesday. Tuesdays, as of right now, is going to be our streaming day. About like 6:30 PST. Usually go live, go over some manga, some music. Awashi just ended. I'm reading through all of that right now. I'm all the way caught up with Blue Lock. I'm a few chapters behind, so I'm going to be reading some of that today. Okay. Gonna buy some more potion. Yeah! Just remembering Hyder. Yeah, all Hyder wanted to do was just go and drink somewhere. I mean, that's sort of like the theme of the show, is that we're just going through like the same cycle basically again with this new group of people and kind of, you know, reflecting on our past friends that we didn't really appreciate or value as much as we should have at the time. But I don't know, man. It's always interesting when they're so deliberate with it. When they're like, yeah, this is the exact same experience she had previously. Here it is. Fern. Yeah. What the fuck did Fern say this time? What did Fern do this time? Why is she always being an asshole to Stark? Are the lovebirds fighting? Oh! Alright, he's in the wrong. Alright, it's Stark's fault then. It's Stark's fault. Yeah, but she got him something. So that's why it's different. Yeah. He's like, fuck, I'm old. You can't just kick me. Yeah, he is 18. He is 18. Of course, any negative interaction with Fern is going to have him feeling some type of way. Damn. Frieren's like, yeah, I didn't go and talk to Himmel, you know. Maybe you should go and talk to Stark. You don't want to be in the same position that I'm in. Where I just left everything unsaid for 80 years and then couldn't do shit about it. Yeah. No, all right. On the opposite, not this, but like on the other end of the spectrum, I can definitely like relate to that a lot. Like, I, for most of my childhood, lived with my mom usually, so I got super accustomed to hanging out with like her friends and interacting with like women who were older than me. Absolutely zero fucking riz or confidence throughout like middle school, high school. I'm like, I don't know how to talk to these people that are my own fucking age because I spend all my time hanging out with my mom's fucking friends. So I just have no clue how to talk to her. But her growing up with just Heiter and basically nobody else to interact with except Heiter and Frieren, she's just like, I can talk to immortal elves and I can talk to corrupt priests in their 80s. That's pretty much it. Yeah, I don't know how to talk to anyone else. Even considering that, like, unless they told him when her birthday is, it's not like he's gonna know anyways. They've been traveling with each other for like a couple months. Like, how the fuck would he know your birthday unless you tell him your birthday? She's learning these yeah. Frieren had 1,000 years to learn that same lesson, but just it never fucking clicked for her. That's why it's so tough and so good being a human, you know? You only have a small, tiny amount of time to actually learn all the shit you have to learn and deal with all the mistakes you have to deal with. So, you gotta be a lot quicker. Mm. He said, "You're always an asshole. I'm used to it. It's okay." Bro, what? How did you get up on the roof? Like, I can understand how Frieren did it. How the fuck did he do it? He climbed up there? He got a ladder? Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Frieren is... Yeah. She's like, yeah. He's a fucking menace. Yeah. Crazy how people change over their life. Frieren, slowly but surely also changing. You know, she's just trying to make up for so much fucking lost time at this point. I mean, I feel like that's everyone. I know I keep pausing, but I feel like that's everyone, you know? Like, there's never been a moment... I mean, I could be speaking out of turn, just kind of generalizing here, but I feel like for a lot of people, like everyone to a certain degree feels like a little bit fraudulent. You know what I mean? Like everyone to a certain degree. Like that's why even like amongst people who make content and things like that, like imposter syndrome is such a big thing that gets brought up and gets talked about because like unless you are a really specific type of person, it's really hard for you to kind of come to terms with the idea that you deserve what you have. And I feel like that's sort of a mental headspace that a lot of people are always striving to get to, is to like come to the idea that, you know what, I deserve to be in the position that I'm in, unless it's something that's like born out of negativity. I feel like generally speaking, people are really good at like blaming themselves for issues, but are really bad about giving themselves like appropriate credit for good situations. Like if you're, you know, struggling financially or something like that, you're gonna, the default position is obviously going to be like, damn, how did I put myself in this situation? Not like, whereas like the reverse of, you know, if you're doing financially well, a lot of people are going to not everyone, but a lot of people are going to default to the position of like, what did I, like, how is it that I deserve to be here when there's like a disproportionate amount of people who are just struggling every fucking day? Like, how did I, what about me is it that makes it okay for me to be in this situation? And I feel like that's the most normal of human feelings that, again, generally speaking, a lot of people kind of deal with. Yeah. The reverse is still true, though. I feel like a lot of adults need people younger than them to like keep them grounded too. No. She definitely does not praise Heiter. She's like, yeah, he's corrupt. He's always lying and drinking. Corrupt little priest. Damn. Fuck. God damn it. Shit, dude. I was not yeah. Wait, did she get like a matching bracelet? Man. Whew. I was not expect. Bro, why am I tearing up over a head pat? Nah, she said. Oh, really? Oh, did he? Himmel gave you a ring that has the same design as the bracelet that Stark gave Fern? How long is she digging through? Damn, she took all that shit out. Bro, y'all almost made me spill my coffee. What the hell? Bro, ain't no way the horse is staying secured to that fucking cart. Oh. So that's like recent magic. I mean, so is fucking Zoltrak, but... Okay. Ordinary destruction magic. They're like, we're just gonna leave you? Stark, you're a war. Just figure it out, bro. He's like, yeah, Ison could jump off this. Why can't you? Yeah, like he's a fucking missile. Just went head first. Yeah. Stark cannot survive the drop. She's like, okay, I'll just figure it out on the fly, I guess. See if I can figure out how to stop this carriage from imploding. Yeah, the horse! Damn, y'all don't have carriage repair magic? Massive L. No, you lost the ring? Yeah, her type is the hardest to deal with. Bro, I feel you, brother. I feel you, brother. So I spent 3 hours gauging her reactions. She said, you're a dumbass. It's only a matter of time. Whoever they hired to play the recorder for Frieren is going ham on that recorder. They did not skip out on 3rd grade. They paid the fuck attention. They stayed locked in on the recorder. She's trying to find the ring still. Yeah. Himmel knew. Nah, Himmel knew what it meant. Wasn't like a whole part of his backstory, like about how many flowers there were. Himmel knew what the fuck it meant. Himmel knew what it meant. Pog! Accessory magic! Big brain. Of course, the accessory shop merchant has magic for accessory shopping. Who would have guessed? Yeah, he knew. He instantly fucking knew. Oh my god, dude. Bro, this show has me tearing up twice in one episode. Oh man. It's like such a stupid small thing to like get. Oh man. It just has me thinking about like buying my wife's ring, and it was kind of a similar situation because we've been together for so long at that point that I was like we both knew what the scoop was, you know what I mean? So I was kind of like, yeah, you pick. Oh man. Wow. I did not expect that to hit so hard. I did not anticipate tearing up twice in this rant. Dude, I got shit to do today still, man. Fuck. Okay. Alright. Yeah, you never would have found that. That is so far away. Come on, man. Don't do this to me. That's like a lot. That's a lot of Frieren lore to be dropping in one episode, man. Yeah. Maybe. Okay. Alright. I feel like I already said a lot of what I would normally say during like a closing discussion. But there was just like a lot of emotion put into this episode, you know? It's definitely interesting to see like how much Fern is already kind of starting to rely on Sign in terms of like getting advice from him, you know what I mean? And how much she's like already sort of valuing his opinion when it comes to stuff like that. It's just I feel like it's a little bit of an indication of what I already kind of mentioned as far as, you know, her thinking more highly of him because of how similar he is to Heiter. But man, I always forget how like childish Frieren is. And then we get these moments where it's like somebody explaining the most basic fundamental shit to her, and they're coming to the realization of like, oh, I see, you're not really like up to pace with what the fuck is going on here. I understand. I see what's going on now. Man, the moment where we have like Frieren trying to comfort Sign like the same way that she tried to comfort Heiter. I don't know. I know it's like obviously the discussion of like Heiter talking about the goddess is gonna praise me, and you know that's what's gonna happen after I die. Like I know we already kind of got that whole moment earlier, but it's still interesting to see like the context of Frieren just being like, this is the only way that I know how to like praise you or know how to like show affection to you in any sort of meaningful capacity is just this. Like this is the biggest gesture that I can offer in this moment in terms of like showing you praise or showing you that I appreciate you. And I don't know. I think it's such a small moment, but it's so impactful. And I think it's because of how Frieren is that those smaller moments that we get with her I'm trying not to tear up again, man. It was a lot. It was a lot. And then for it to be like someone like Sign who's like, bro, what are you doing? Knock it off. Cause like and then like I know this is getting really repetitive and really long at the end here, but for her to just kind of give him that brief moment of validation of just like, I don't think you have to pretend. I think you've already lived up to those expectations of like what you should be or like what you are. Like, I don't think you have to pretend. You're doing the thing, you know? I don't know. It was just a really good moment. I was not expecting to tear up during my lunch break, but here we are. Let me know what you guys thought of this episode of Frieren. Don't forget, we're also watching other shows. We got Vigilantes, we got One Piece, we got movies, we got music, we got manga. If you haven't already, there should be a poll out for next movie of the month. Frieren has me in a sentimental mood, so I have a lot of like emotional movies on the list this month. Let me know what you guys want to see, and yeah, I'll see you on the next one.